This is a board we originally set up for Sam in 2020, now quite a while ago, and later in 2023, Sam came back to us wanting some changes. Now, of course, the thing that you want to do if you're building a pedal board is make it easy to do pedal swaps. You don't want to be reliant on a setup company to have to do simple changes for your pedal board and be locked in to sending your board in every time you want to make a tweak. What we do to mitigate this when appropriate is we try and leave a little bit of extra space around pedals, but the number one thing we do is looping cable. Instead of going straight to the pedal's input jack with the cable and keeping the cable as short and tight as possible, we go past the pedal's input jack and loop that cable back around. This means if we ever need to do a pedal swap and we need a bit of extra slack on the cable, maybe we're going from a pedal with side jacks and swapping in a pedal with top jacks, or the other way around, we have built-in slack into this cable. This is a practice we try and follow as much as possible on a pedal board build, so the customer doesn't need to rely on us to swap pedals out. But at what point do you need to send your pedal board in to someone like Goodwood Audio or a setup company, even though this has been common practice? Really, when you start swapping out pedal positions and need them on new places on the pedal board, like you can see on Sam's, you really need to then consider sending this in or just starting the board from scratch and doing it all yourself. The main reason is the cable channels that have been run now need to probably be ripped up and have new cables run to their destination. Or if you were doing this whole thing yourself, you would really need to just run a new cable to get to the new position of that pedal on the pedal board. If this is happening once, you can probably get away with it yourself, but multiple times across a pedal board where you're doing multiple pedal swaps, changing positions, in this case removing a volume, bringing the interfacer down, moving the king of tone over, getting rid of the L cap, putting the Mobius in, a lot of changes happened on this board when Sam wanted to update it with new pedals. So at that point, it was really time to get it in or start from scratch. Sam chose to send the board in, and we were able to keep the main cable channel on the bottom of the board that you can see in the photos, and we were able to try and keep the labor down and do quick swaps while keeping the board solid and reliable. This was something that we did, like I said, back in 2023 from an original board build in 2020, and I thought it was a valid video to make for the questions I get. How hard is it to swap out pedals in a professional setup environment? Hopefully this answers your guys' questions. If you can keep the changes pretty straightforward, pedal for pedal, and not go crazy on position swapping, you can definitely do it yourself with the cable looping and the extra space around the pedals. Let me know what you think. If you would ever get a professional setup done, or if it's not worth the trouble, I would love to hear about it in the comments.